Hey, what's up, Conquerors? Anthony Salcido here. I'm with my boy, Tony Hilton. Do you like Tony or do you like Anthony? Which one is it, bro?
I always tell everybody the same. You could either call me Tony, call me Anthony, whichever one's
Yeah.
better for you, man.
Hey, just don't call me late to dinner type of thing, right?
Right?
Hey, so check this out. If you're watching this podcast, Tony is someone who I met at my church. For those who don't know, I'm a pastor of a church called Fortress Church of Ventura. And one of the individuals who goes to our church, Matthew, brought Tony to come and check it out. And then he started playing the cajon. I'm telling you right now, man, Tony plays a mean cajon. He plays drums. Tony does a lot of things, a bunch of things he's gifted and talented in. And that's part of the reason why we're having this conversation, because we know that there's people watching who are talented, but they're like, man, how do I get that out to people? Because I want to help people, but I also want to try to monetize that, right? Like, how do you monetize your talent and your gift? Like, I have what's called the Conquer Transformation Experience because I lost 45 pounds. So during the airing of this podcast, you're going to see a before and after. I'm going to put that up. But now that I've been through that journey, I can help men get to that point where they lose weight, build muscle, and learn the discipline and consistency it takes. So I just want to talk a little bit right now because Tony's got so much to offer. And so tell us a little bit about like, how many arrows in your quiver, brother? Like, tell us what you do, what you offer, what are you passionate about?
I'm super passionate about skateboarding, music especially, guitar, and just being your true self and shining your light within as children of God, and just sharing that gift to the world. And yeah,
I love
basically,
that.
yeah, man.
So some of the coolest videos that you'll see, guys, is if you go on his Instagram. Why don't you do me a favor, Tony? Just shout out your Instagram. How can people find you on Instagram?
I believe it's Peace Temple 1111. No. That's my YouTube. My bad. My Instagram is toe knee nose, but it's like toe knee nose.
Okay, got it. Toe knee nose. So if you go on his Instagram and definitely check out his YouTube, just a creative spirit, man, a creative soul. Dude, I dig watching, seriously, bro, some of your skate videos. Dude, let me give you my experience with skateboarding, bro. When I was probably like, I don't know, 17, I had a couple buddies who skateboarded. Like, dude, you got to do this. Let's go skateboarding. So I started to skateboard, started with the all and all that kind of thing. And dude, I'll never forget going to like a shopping center and they were like alling on these curves. And dude, I remember I ate it one time. Boom. I didn't land it and I hit my jaw and I just was like,
dang, dude.
I was like, dude,
this happens, bro.
This is not for me. And that was nothing, but I actually did have a major accident bombing down a hill. I was at my girlfriend's house and I started bombing down this hill. And then I'm like, dude, this is awesome. This feels great. And I'm like, dude, how do I stop? Bro, how do you stop? So I'm like, I'm going to jump off. Got the wobbles. I jumped off, bro, and dislocated my shoulder. There was a guy who was out there like, bro, are you okay? And went to the hospital. Anyway, hey, sometimes skateboarding is not for you. But the stuff that you do, like you've taken some major plunges skateboarding, dude. Major falls.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about like some of that extreme stuff you do.
Like what, with skateboarding
staircases, rails, like I've seen you do some crazy stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Well, so since we were kids, we used to always we grew up together watching skate videos, me and my friends. And first off, it started where we used to watch like the Baker Crew. We used to watch this video called Baker 2G, and and we were already skateboarding for years before this and everything. But when the skate video started coming out, like Welcome to Hell, when I was younger, there was a skate video called that. And it just shows all these guys like Jamie Thomas and all them just skating these huge staircases and huge handrails. I mean, we're outside learning how to like ollie up curbs and stuff like that, right? So we started watching these skate videos and we're just like, dang, dude, like that's possible. Like you can actually do that. And then after just watching it, like so much, pumping it into our brains, we're just like, dude, we just like start trying all this stuff. So me and like some neighborhood friends and stuff like that, we'd build launch ramps in front of our houses. You know, once I got to be like 16, 17 years old, thankfully when my dad was still alive, he was able to take me out to LA, and on my birthday a couple times. He took me out there a couple years in a row to go skate some handrails and stuff like that. And yeah, basically it was just our friends getting together like every weekend and skating every day through. We'd skate every day, Monday through Friday, usually in Ventura. And then Saturday and Sunday, we would just go stay in LA for like the weekend and just go find like the gnarliest spots we possibly could and throw ourselves down at any cost.
So Tony, you're originally from Ventura?
Yeah, from Ventura, California.
Born and raised. How do you throw up Ventura, bro? How do you?
I don't know, bro. I throw up the peace sign. Yeah.
Yeah, Ventura. I love that, dude. So, a couple things when it comes to skateboarding, bro. What's your favorite skate movie? All-time favorite skate movie, bro?
Dang, dude. Oh, this old school one. It's called Gleaming the Cube.
Yeah.
I forgot. I think Christian Slater's in it. And Tony Hawk's in it for like a couple scenes, and I think a couple. Who else is in that movie? I think like Steve Caballero or I don't know, somebody. But yeah, that movie was. Yeah.
So, dude, I remember watching that one as a kid, also, and then there was also.
Well, that's a skate movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're talking skate videos or skate movies.
No, I'm not too familiar with skate videos. Like, is there a skate video? Like, if you're gonna get into skateboarding, like you got to watch this skate video.
Yeah, like I said, back in the day, it used to be like, oh, put on Welcome to Hell or put on Baker 2G and then after that, a bunch of videos kept coming out throughout the years. I mean, you can go on and on, but these days it's cool because we have YouTube.
Yeah.
So we just go on YouTube and put in Thrasher, boom. And then like the new Thrasher videos will just pop up, and those are like all just keep getting gnarlier throughout the years. So all those videos do for sure. Get you in the zone.
No, that's awesome, brother. So like with skateboarding, so check this out. Here's what's cool about it. I think part of my problem why I gave up too soon is I didn't have someone to teach me. Just like for instance, I'm a coach, right? I help men who want to lose weight, who want to become better fathers, husbands. So I offer a service, right, to people that has value, like, because we all get stuck in life, right? And I want to hear a little bit more about your past, because I think there's people out there, Tony, that because God's brought you through some stuff, you've been through some tough stuff, and you've come out of the other end of it. Like, I'm so proud of you, man. It's awesome. Because for those who don't know, Tony's part of the Conquer Transformation Experience. He saw some of my content on social media, like getting in the gym, dialed in on my food plan, and just showing like all this consistency in my life. And he's like, dude, I need more structure. And that's where a lot of people really struggle with structure. They need structure. They need a routine that's a winning routine, right? So, and you also need someone in your life to help you. So that's the point I'm trying to make, is that there's a bunch of kids out there or people out there who wanna learn how to skateboard. And if you go to the skate park, it can be a little intimidating for some of these people, right? Like, especially if you go to like some of these other like bowls. And I mean, what are some of the intimidating places people go to skate? Like Venice or Santa Barbara? I don't know. Ventura? I mean, is it?
Well, that could be, yeah, Venice gets pretty gnarly. Like, I guess the more packed it just depends on your, I don't know, I'd maybe call it your level of skating. Cause I mean, if you're just first starting out, and you show up to a skate park and you just see these dudes flying through the air and shredding and speeding by you super fast, it's like scary. It's like, oh shoot, like which way do I go? Like, where do I stand? Like, oh my God, like, or like, I remember when I was a kid, I would always have those like fear of like people judging me. Cause like, oh, let's see if this kid can skate, all that crap rolling through my head. And then now it's just like, dude, none of that even exists and no one cares at all. Let's just go have fun.
Just go.
But yeah, totally. So
if I'm a new skater, Tony, and I rolled up to the skate park with Tony, I feel confident already. Like my boy skater, he's a veteran. He's like, so that's what I think people who are learning how to skate, they need to go with someone who knows what they're doing. Like, if you're going to go on with the Conquer Transformation Experience, like I went from losing, I weighed 240 pounds. I'm down to 193 pounds. Went from 40% body fat down to 12% body fat. If you're learning, you want to learn how to skateboard, you got to hire someone or hang with people who know how to skateboard. Like that's because they'll teach you the mentality. They'll teach you, all the fundamentals of skateboarding. And that's where you can come in and help somebody. So for anybody watching this, if you're looking for lessons, it could be for your kid. You could be an adult. It doesn't matter. But they can reach out to you and you'll set something up where you meet like at a park and then work out, whatever it costs to do that. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about that for those who are interested in learning more about how to skateboard? How could they hire you to do that?
They could find me on my Instagram. I could set up more ways where I could give them my phone number. Maybe I could put that up on my Instagram too. And then it would just basically, we just start off and I just meet them where they're at, like on their level of skating. Like, I mean, if they're just starting out, I definitely teach them how to balance. Little kids definitely are going to have to wear pads and stuff like that. I could set up cones. We can go to skate parks. I mean, I'll talk it out with their parents or, if it's somebody my age, I could talk it out with them and just see what the deal is. And like I said, just meet the person where they're at on their level and just go from there. Cause, you never know. Some kids just need help balancing. Some kids just, can barely turn and that's totally cool, and, I'm here to help for, whatever you want to learn.
I love that. That's cool, man. So make sure to reach out if you're watching this. If you got a kid, a grandchild, whatever, and they want to learn how to skateboard, listen, you don't need to know how to do that, but you do need someone to teach your kid how to do that. And that's where Tony comes in, and he's based in Ventura, but if you can get to him, he'll work with anybody. So make sure to reach out to him, DM him, Toe-Knee Nose.
Yeah, it's toe, TOE _ knee, and then _ nose. And then I'm sure my picture will pop up by then. And then, toe _ knee _ nose 777.
I love it. Okay, cool.
There we go. Now I remembered
it. Speaking about lessons, Tony, you also play instruments. Tell everybody what you play.
I play guitar. Okay. Mainly guitar. And I also teach guitar lessons. You could go ahead and DM me. Just beginner guitar lessons. I teach music theory, and it's like half music theory and then half of like my twist on it with like the way I play and certain tricks I've learned and certain finger exercises that we'll be going through to a metronome. And my students are just kicking ass right now, just picking it up so fast, and I'm just so proud of them. So it's super fun, man.
So I'm sure you can work something out with people if they're like, dude, I want my kid to learn how to skateboard and play guitar. I'm sure you can work out a package for them, because that would be awesome,
I'll teach them to literally ride on their board and play at the same time.
Come on, bro.
Just rolling down the street, just shredding.
Hey, and I'm telling you, man, and he's fun to be around. I love hanging with Tony. We just have so much fun together, man, and he likes to laugh. Hey, now to switch gears a little bit more on the serious note, because I know there's people who are going to watch this, bro, and they've struggled in their life, man. Do you mind opening up a little bit to share people a little bit about your story and, and how far you've come and where you're at now? Like, people resonate with when people share their story. And a lot of times we're ashamed to share our stories, but you have no idea how many people are going to watch this and be like, man, and they'll connect with it and they'll grow from it and learn from it. So like, whatever you want to share, bro, I just want people to know like how far you've come. All right.
Yeah, sure, man. I won't try to spend too much time on it, but I mean, like when I was adopted when I was a baby, by my parents, lived with them for most of my life. Let's see. I never really felt like I had like a place like in school. Like for some reason, like everything that they were trying to teach me, I was like, what is this? Isn't there anything else to learn? Like, why do I have to be here? I just always had that mentality for some reason. And then by the time I was 11, they're like, what's wrong with you? You got ADD, and they're trying to give me all this medication and stuff. And then by that time, like, I don't know, just things weren't clicking with me and my family. So, boom, I just started using, and like, bam, that like instantly like brought all that pain away.
Yeah.
And I that was when I was 11 years old, and I did that, until off and on until just last year. I finally just got a year clean and sober, off narcotics and alcohol, and it's like, man, climbing that ladder of just trying to like put down alcohol and put down narcotics and drugs, like, dude, it was the hardest thing for me to do. And the best thing that I ever did was just reach out to somebody and ask for help, because that every single time I got clean that's exactly what I had to do. And I guess this time it was just up to me if I wanted to stay clean or not. And I just chose to. I mean, it was just time. Let's just say that's the only way I could explain it. I mean, and yeah, I had some great times drinking. I had some great times using, and I did. I'm not going to lie, but was it worth it? In a sense, yeah, but in a sense also, like, no, because like I'm an addict, so I overdo things constantly, and I couldn't I didn't know how to maintain it, and I couldn't maintain it for the life of me. I've seen so many other people around me maintaining it, always wondered how they could possibly do that, but me, I just can't for some reason. And I finally, I think that was one of the keys for me too, that I had to come to grips with, is like, dang, I can't drink and use like other people.
Yeah.
And that's what like really set in like for me. And yeah. And then once, and then I mean, there's just so many other things though upon getting clean, like so many things that I had to accept for myself and get honest within myself. And it's just now it's just a huge trauma healing process. So
Yeah.
and that's okay. So like it is what it is, man. And it's good because you know what, God's in control, and He's got the plan. So
Yeah.
he puts his best through the worst. So I'm just like, all right, God, what do you want me to do? Like, and times get hard sometimes, but you know what? I just keep looking within. I keep looking to Him and His Word, and that's it, man.
So, bro, and thanks, man. I appreciate you opening up, because I know people are going to listen to this and they're gonna be impacted by it. Can I ask you a few questions on that?
Sure, man.
Okay, you said
I left a lot of stuff out, and
totally.
Yeah, I would have been here. We would have been here till tomorrow.
maybe that's a podcast for another time. But your story matters, and like when you were 11 is when you first started using.
Yeah.
Dang, bro. So let me ask you this: where does an 11-year-old get, and what were you using? Do you mind sharing that?
Well, I was hanging out with one of my friends, and we were 11 years old, and first, I started smoking cigarettes. We used to steal his mom's cartons of cigarettes, and we used to go down to the train tracks over there right there by the church, dude. Like right there, right off of Johnson by the train tracks.
Really?
Yeah, we used to smoke cigarettes right there, bro. That was the spot. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and then I remember dang, I'm almost like dropping names right now, but it's all good because I remember their names, but I'm not going to say them because I still talk to them today, and I don't want everybody to know.
Yeah, no, we'll leave them out. names aren't important. Names aren't important.
Yeah, I know. No, okay. So there's this dude who lived around the corner from me, and I was 11 years old, and I'll never forget it. He's like, "Hey, man, you want some pills?" I'm like, "What are they?" And they're called Valiums. And then like, boom, I just started like popping pills, and then started smoking weed. The first time I ever drank when I was 11, my parents left the house, and I was already kind of like eyeballing their Jim Beam that was up in the cupboard. So I remember I was watching the movie The Doors with Jim Morrison, and he was drinking a bottle of like Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or whatever it was, and I was like, whoa, he looks like he's having a good time. I literally thought that, and I was like, whoa, dude, I want to feel like he's feeling. And so I went up in my cabinet, and I drank so much Jim Beam, dude, and I freaking puked my guts out. I got grounded. I was in trouble. But after that, I liked how it felt at first before I got sick. So I knew next time I just didn't have to. I was like, if I just drink a little bit less, then I won't get sick. So after that, like I just kept drinking and smoking and taking pills, and then it just escalated from there, dude.
Yeah.
By the time I was 17, I was using meth and doing cocaine, and it was just on and cracking from that point.
Dang. And that sent you into like a whole spiral, right? Like because you can't really live a stable life when you're using like that, right? Because like your whole life is consumed at that point with I need to get my next fix. I need to get high, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think what happens is it sends you just on a whole different like vibrational frequency. Like when you drink a lot, it kind of like it like dims your light. I like to call it. It like just you go and like it's like your whole reality starts changing. Like everything within you dims, so everything on the outside dims too.
Yeah.
And it's just a trip how I've experienced exactly what I just said so many times for me to finally understand that whatever's going on within me is what I'm basically seeing outside of me.
Yeah.
And the more better I am in here, the more better things are out here.
Dude.
And it just reflects. And like heaven is within, right?
Yeah.
And so, dude, it's just so yeah, that's why now I'm just like, dude, any drugs like that are just like poison to me. So I don't do them, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's powerful, bro. And I love what you're saying just about it dims your light. Like you may be thinking it's helping you, but in reality, it's slowly like hurting you. It's slowly killing you, right? Because you can't function like that. It's going to cut your life short at some point, and it robs from you, right? It's like, that's like when you get into like the whole theology of sin. Sin, you can gratify the flesh for a time, and it feels good in the moment. But if you keep, sin, like if you keep doing those things, keep, acting out with vices and stuff, like eventually it's going to catch up to you, man. And
Yep.
and so like choose, like wisdom tells us, no, I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to stay away from that stuff. And again, I don't want to sit here and act like, oh, you can't, ever drink any alcohol, because I do believe that you can if you're not mastered by it and if you don't cause anybody to stumble. That's actually a biblical principle, right? So, but some people can't touch it, and you got to know, I can't touch it. Like drugs for me, I don't think that, I can't justify any drugs that alter the mind, I guess, painkillers maybe, but I think it robs from you, dude, like you said, man. And so you dealt with all that stuff. You're now 1 year sober. Congratulations. No drugs, no alcohol.
And I'm not saying if you're like, if you go to the dentist and you get a toothache and you got to take a narco or something, like your light's dimmed. We're talking like addiction and taking this stuff over and over until it just finally like starts slowly dimming your light. Before you know it, you're stuck, and it's hard to get your vibration back. It's hard to get off that stuff, and once you find yourself again, then it's it's just the whole process of starting over each and every time. So
check this out. Yeah, good.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I was going to say, so listen, you're a year sober, which is awesome. And yeah, we're not talking about, stuff like you said, the dentist. Like we're talking about, like you said, being in the thick of addiction. That's a prison. You're in a prison. And the deception is that you can't get out of it. You're stuck in it. So I want to go back a year ago. I want to go back to your day one, bro. Like a year ago. Like, do you remember the date? What was the date?
August 23rd, 2022.
Dang, August 23rd, 2022. Like for me, bro, I'll never forget the date when I started my transformation to lose weight. December 19th, 2022. I'll never forget. Coach Guerrero, Coach G's was my coach. I'll never forget that. Tell me your day one, bro. August 23rd, 2022. What happens that day?
Day one. Oh man, dude, I did so much meth that I just lost my mind, dude. I ended up at my mom's house. I thought the whole town was after me, like just going through this psychosis trip in my head again, the whole world's turning to hell, like slowly but surely. And like, I can just smell like the fire and brimstone, like to the T, bro, like so gnarly. And like, I remember my mom hooked me up with some water and stuff. She let me charge my phone real quick. She's like, Tony, you just need to go get some help. And I was just like, I know. And right before this, like, my dad had just passed away, so that's why I went off the Richter scale again. So yeah, and man, so day one, when I finally decided to stop, I remember I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go get a pack of cigarettes and go walk around right now. And like, I was just at my wit's end, dude. I've been here, I've been there, I've been everywhere, dude. And I was walking around town, sleeping outside, had nowhere to go. I finally sit down on a park bench and I look at my jeans and I'm just like, they're all torn up and I stink, dude. And like, dude, I'm just gross. I had like $30 in my pocket and I'm sitting there on Victoria in the Ralph's Center, shopping center at Ralph's right there. And I'm just sitting there at the fountain, just like staring for like an hour and a half. Like, should I go get help or should I go to Walmart, buy a new pair of jeans and just keep going? Maybe I could save up like 10 or $15, get a little sack real quick and then figure out how I'm going to make my money and just keep going, And then I was battling that thought for like an hour. And I was just like, oh my God, you know what you need to do, you idiot, just go do it. And it's just like, are you done or are you not? And I'm like, oh, no. It's like, should I go to the gym or should I lay here? It's like, it was like one of those thoughts, dude. And I was just like, oh, and then finally I'm like, go get help. And I got up, I took action and I just went. Did I want to 100%? Like, not 100%. Like, I still kind of wanted to go, but I knew what I had to do. So I just went and I did it, and right when I showed up though, and the sober living was like right down the street too. So, but right when I showed up, my buddy answered the door and he was just like, hey man, come on in. He's like, what the hell happened to you, bro? He's like, good. He looked at me up and down like, dude, you went through a rough one this time. And then I was like, I know, bro. I was like, hey, is there any way I can get back into this house, dude? And he was like, you know what, Tony? And we talked for a minute and he's like, yeah, you can come back in, but this is what you got to do. And right when he said that, dude, I just started crying. I was like, ah! I just started crying, dude, hard, like hyperventilating, dude. Cause like finally I just knew it was over.
Dang, bro. And, so I'm going to pause there for a second because that you were wrestling with yourself. You were like, it's like spirit and flesh. Like, do I continue to go down this path of destruction? Or do I get help? I know it's wrong. I know I'm getting jacked up. And you're like, but should I get the help? And like, people are wrestling with this stuff every day, Tony. Like you said, the gym, it's hilarious because that's really how it is. You're like, man, should I just kick back here and say, forget it? Or should I go in there and crush a workout?
Yeah.
It's like decisions. Do I want to make my life better or do I want to make my life worse? Like, and it all is about the decisions you make. Like, you can make good decisions. And that's part of the reason why Tony reached out to me, because he wanted the structure, like in his life, like, dude, the routines, like you got to have healthy routines in your life. And your routine up to that point was just drugs, getting high, finding money, waking up in a park bench, boom, dude. Oh, and you finally said, I'm going to get help. And that's what people need to decide. And no one can decide it for you. You have to make the decision. So on August 23rd, 2022, you make that decision and you go to that house. And can we shout that house? Is the house still around, the sober living home?
Yeah. It's called the Garrity House. I went there.
Garrity.
Yeah.
So
good old Garrity House. It's awesome. Awesome place, man.
Yeah.
Very interesting, but awesome place.
we love the Garrity House, and Lorna Garrity, Frank Garrity. Pray for Frank Garrity. He has some medical conditions, so but he's the owner, him and Lorna. So who's your buddy? Was it Nate that answered? Is Nate?
Yeah. Nate answered the door.
Nice. I know Nate. Yeah. Because I've actually gone and I've sat in some of the AA meetings and spent time over there. And we refer people to that house to this day from the church. As you know, Matthew's a crazy. I'm going to have Matthew on a podcast one of these days because Matthew has a similar story. And part of his story, as you probably know, is he spent a lot of years battling drugs and alcohol and sleeping, bro, like a Ninja Turtle in the sewers of Oxnard, like living in the sewers. of Oxnard, and he was living in the darkest part in Oxnard of the sewer system. Why? Because he said everyone was afraid of that dark part of the sewer, so I knew I was safe. It was weird, right? So I'm gonna Matthew would be a trip to have on a podcast, wouldn't he?
That would be awesome. Yeah, you should definitely do that. He's got stories for days.
Yeah, he's got some stories. But so back to you for a second. So you go to the Garrity house and you get the help you need. And I want to encourage people to reach out. In fact, on the description and the details of this YouTube that you're watching, we're going to have some resources. If you're struggling with drugs or alcohol, we're going to put some resources there because there's help out there. You're not hopeless. You don't have to think like I got to take my life or it's over. There's people there. There's organizations. There's places like the Garrity House that can help you get back on your feet and offer you a community of people who are all striving for sobriety. Right. So you go to Garrity. How long were you in Garrity House?
I was there for about 2 months.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I just felt like this big like pulling for me to leave for whatever reason. Nobody else understood it. I didn't even understand it. I just knew it and felt it. Yeah. Went, grabbed my stuff, slept in the park for a couple months. I just wanted to do everything different this time because my whole life I spent in sobriety houses. You know, I'm not trying to like scare people away from going to them. Like they're great places and they work out great for a lot of people. But for me, dude, like I was just going there my whole entire life, dude. So many times it was just ridiculous. And I just wanted to do everything different. They even say in the program, like, if you want things to change, do everything different. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do everything different this time. And I just left and I slept in the park. I went and got myself a little job washing dishes. I went and got myself a gym membership at LA Fitness. I went and got myself a storage unit to keep my few belongings I had in there, and I slept in the park every night. Sometimes I got rained on. It definitely toughened me up though. In the middle of that, I met my beautiful woman, Lexi, and it's just awesome, man. Like she stayed with me through that whole process, which blew my mind. I was like, well, you know, I'm basically a bum in the park right now. And she's just like, she looked right past it, you know, didn't even phase her. And I was just like, dude, like, wow. Anyways, just from me, just having faith and just, I mean, you know, it hasn't been easy, but the only thing that I could possibly do is just learn to have faith, learn to let go and learn to trust God and just move through. Yeah. Because every single time I try to control things in my life, like it falls apart, dude, like every time. So like now, thankfully, you know, I moved into a little studio and, you know, it's, you know, life is doing its thing. And I have to trust in it because if I don't trust in God and his hand, like I start to lose my mind, dude. I start to trip out on the past. I start tripping on the future. I start like my brain goes everywhere, dude. So lately I've just been working on just accepting where I'm at, accepting how things are, and just being thankful for life. And that's what gets me through, because if I think any way else, which I do a lot of the time, like, oh my God, what am I doing? You know, like that ADHD is still there. Like I drive myself insane, dude, until I'm just like, dude, what am I tripping on? Like God's got this. Like this is his, like he's doing everything right now. Like trust in him. And like, yeah, man. Yeah. So it hasn't been an easy year, but somehow, some way, man, I've gotten through it, dude, with all that racket going on in my head, in my brain.
I'm reminded, as we close out this podcast, I'm reminded of a scripture that says a righteous man falls down 7 times, but he gets back up again. And that's you, brother. You have fallen down, and you do admit, you know, you've done some stuff and you've been through some stuff, but you never gave up. And there may have been times in your life, Tony, where you wanted to give up, but I want to just tell those people out, like, I want you to tell those people out there, bro. There's people who are going to see, they're going to click on this link and they're going to be led to this podcast on YouTube, and because they're about to give up. Tony, what words do you have for them? They're about to give up. What would you tell them? What are you telling them right now?
Just stay strong and don't give up. Like, either reach a hand out to somebody and ask for help, because that's always help for me. And if there is nobody, just like look within you and find yourself, find God, find out who you are, and just start seeking, start searching. Look for that strength within, and you'll find it. And just move forward in faith and in courage, because there is no other way to go. Sometimes life will just keep smashing us down, and it's like we have a choice. Do we want to just get smashed, or do we want to smash through? Like, which one are we going to do? Yeah. And it gets hard sometimes, so it's okay to reach out to somebody and ask for help. Like right now, I'm super stoked that I chose to come on this podcast, because I told you in the very beginning, like dude, I didn't even want to get on this right now. I just like forced myself to. I was literally laying on the bed going like, oh man, and then I'm like, no, you should do it. So that's how all this started. But I just forced myself to do it, and I'm so glad I did now. And
I am too, brother. And I live by this principle: as you get better, other people around you get better. So like, you decided to jump on the podcast, other people are going to be impacted by your story and hearing that there is redemption, that there is this new lease on life, that your life isn't over. Like, you can make the changes and the decisions to have a healthy life. And shout out to Lexi. I've met Lexi, beautiful woman, brother. And she's probably, I haven't spent a whole lot of time with her. I met her at the church, and she's, from what I saw in her and her family, incredible people, bro. So God's blessing you in that way. And then obviously with you working and doing the guitar lessons, the skateboard lessons, I want to just encourage everybody to reach out to Tony for the guitar lessons. He plays cajon. He gets down on cajon. He could teach cajon lessons too, man. He's awesome. And want to invite everybody to come out if you're in the Ventura, Oxnard area, in the Ventura County area. Come out to Fortress Church Ventura, 2734 Johnson Drive in Ventura. You can check out our website, fortressventura.org. And I want you guys to also check out the Conquer Transformation Experience. You can go to conquerspirit.com and see what that's all about. So Tony, brother, thank you, man, for one, choosing to conquer. And your life is so much different. I'm so blessed to call you more than just a friend, a brother, dude. And we need to get you to the church, bro, to just start slapping those drums like ta-da, bro.
And to start getting it.
I know you're busy, bro. But we'd love to have you at the church, bro, getting down on those drums and being a part of what we got going on, all right?
Will do, man. I'll see if I can make it there on Saturday or Sunday. I might be able to make it early Sunday, but I'll see what I have going on.
Oh, I just want to do, what I really want to do is let's just do a jam session. I play some rhythm guitar. And,
dude, that'd be fun.
Bro, we'll play some covers. And in fact, we'll just invite anybody. Hey, if anybody's out there, you play an instrument, you want to just jam at our church, we'll do that. So just go to fortressventura.org. You can reach out to me, DM, reach out to Tony. But we're all about helping each other out. We're all about community. We're all about the love of God. And that just sounds like something that I dig doing with you, bro. As you hit those drums, it'll be tight, man. So, all right, brother.
Yeah, right on, dude. All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So take care, bro. Have a great night. And thanks for jumping on the Conquer Spirit podcast, brother. Have a good night, dude.
All right, man. Anytime, brother.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Peace.